But definitely an interesting set to watch. I'm gonna put on the sound here again and the pick and bans. Ocean's kinda handsome. I used to be on the team with him for a bit. What up, ground?
Yeah, I do like the switch up, to be honest, as well.
Alright, let's see here. We have Bastard is the exit and ban into Scream. He's definitely known for that guard. Uller one is a good ban too, especially if you're looking to flex the AMC on Titans here. And Jimoja is obviously just a guard that you can't handle, and it's gonna change up a lot now. Solar Scarabs is staying with the same bans. Hell, just a oppressive guard. Like, Pole is insane on the guard as well. They banned the Erlang because Erlang CC, early pressure, layers on Erlang is just typical ban. And I guess they have Paul of Morrigan because that's kind of like one of the guards that he's either playing Morrigan, Hell, and it's pretty funny, I'm about to say this now, but he either picks Hell, Morrigan, or Tiamat in most of the games. So if they know they're playing into Tiamat, they do the same here again. They pick Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay generally has a pretty good matchup into Tiamat. So I think they're pretty happy with this. Like, okay, Paul, you're playing this guard, we know you're gonna pick it. We're gonna pick something we value the top 2. And we know they're gonna pick MC first pick because that's what most teams have been doing.
Taken by surprise, but it also worked out for the Solar Scarabs. Now the second wave of bans will roll through Camazotz and Khepri. So a forced pivot now for the Tartarus Titans. Going to be something different in the jungle for Lay, or something different in support for Aurora. Hunbat's a smart ban.
But it is kind of like, is there any ban you can skip to not let them get Osiris again? And I guess Solar Scarabs know that AMC is gonna be played in the dual lane by Cyclone Spin and not Paul, because they banned the older one. There's still a chance you can pick Freya or Sol to have a magical in the dual lane. But I think you don't need to know Cyclone Spin is playing the AMC. And then they just get to pick Medusa into it. And Medusa has a fucking insane matchup into AMC. There's kill potential, there's a kill lane that's gonna happen now. They have Saket, Medusa in the dual lane. They can just kill AMC. This might be scary. Achilles is a good solo laner though. Achilles will do good into Osiris as well. So, that's crazy. Tiamat is not that strong. Tiamat is still like... I wouldn't put her in S tier. I would put her up in like A still, right? She's still like one of the most consistent mages. She's a really good mage. I think there's gonna be a Fenrir support here into Saket. I think Fenrir support has a very good matchup into Saket. And then you obviously can do really good into Medusa. Oh, wait. Is this Achilles jungle and then Nike solo? I hope it's not Nike jungle. Scream Kali game? Could pick Kali, I mean, you have a Circuit Osiris who's making the space for you. Achilles is probably a better warrior than Osiris if it comes to solo lane. Cleaner is just a risky pick. Cleaner does so bad if she falls behind. I do love the fact that they are so ambiguous with their composition in this game, because it makes things much I don't think Tiamat is like the best guard on and we have Morgan Le Fay, which is probably the best mage matchup into Tiamat. I think I don't think Saket is gonna have meditation this game, but if Saket goes meditation and they have Osiris meditation, I still think Tiamat should go enter heal. Whoever is jungle, whether it's gonna be Nike or Achilles, it could be something like Achilles support, Fenrir jungle, but I think this is Fenrir support, Nike solo, and then Achilles jungle. Because I really don't see why they would put Nike in the jungle. It can do okay into Morgan and Medusa, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's good enough.
The Gilgamesh gives a good amount of AoE space control, so they can go for things like Fire Giants and drop that ult in front of it and force the enemy team out.
That's a great point. Thinking long and hard about what direction.
Yeah, I played Gilgamesh yesterday. I was a bit sad that like the way our team fight kept going, because we tried to kill Fenrir, and then we got a gank off in solo lane, but the Osiris had his passive and meditation on, and then we got body blocked by the cat. I mean, I think you can almost play any jungle here and be okay, happy with it. I think if Scarabs get a lead going in the early game, or even if they just stay equal, they're just gonna win this game.
And that's scary because that's where the Scarabs have found their success very heavily over their last few games. Of course, Stewart and Baronic playing their role so well. But this front line, the engage force for the Solar Scarabs has just been overwhelming in the last 4 games. Tartarus Titans, Hazel, let's talk about their draft a little bit here. Where do you think, or at what point in the game do you see this Titans draft trying to get active and get some momentum going?
Definitely strong in the early game around this duo side of the map. Fenrir and AMC, a lot of pressure. There's no Yemoja to kind of equalize the pressure in the duo lane this time, so Serket and Medusa going to have to play this very, very well to get out of this laning phase unscathed. After that, I guess the AMC stinger...
Nika said Giga would have been better here or Susano. I mean, I personally would have gone for Giga Mesh myself, probably as well.
What do you think, Taco? Keys to victory here.
He's short of good clicks. I haven't looked over my YouTube here yesterday and today.
They just need to stalemate into the mid game, because I think when they can really have the essence of this Morgan Le Fay, you have to value a lot in that knockup, plus the Serket as well.
I'm watching the game.
So it's just a lot of beads burn application for Scream to then have the potential to really clean up on that Susano after the fact. Same thing for Solar Retrol. I think Solar Retrol is in a tough spot here, because being pretty much the only central piece of frontline. Serket, we all know that she'll likely build tank or hybrid of some sort, but it's still not a true frontlining presence here from the Solar Scarabs, all things considered, especially not when you factor in this like double warrior composition that we're seeing out of the Tartarus Titans.
You know what's hard is I'm looking at Benji in the last 6 games that Benji has played. It's been 3 Achilles and 2 Nike and then 1 Ardio. So Benji has literally done both here, depending on where the Tartarus Titans want that pick to end up dropping down. In your mind, Hazer, just because of the way the last handful of games have gone for the Solar Scarabs, SOT has been an absolute force. Does the solo lane matchup, quick word, quick thought, yes, no, become the most important matchup on the map for you?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Tartarus Titans versus Solar Scarabs, game 2. Let's go.
This is going to be a fun one, Aggro. The Scarabs up 1-0, which is not something that we expected too much. Thanks to Dave and the desk for breaking that one down for us as we jump into this. And there's a lot I want to talk about. I think there's a lot to break down in the compositions of these teams. But the thing that I zoned in on is a little, I guess, more extracted from that, which is yesterday. We're talking a lot about the Dragons focusing too much on the solo side. Last game, we see a lot of focus on mid from the Titans. This duo lane has been where a lot of the presence is coming from for the Scarabs. And when it was pressured in game 1 yesterday, that's where things started to fall apart for them. Is that something the Titans need to do?
Yeah, I think that you're right along. You're on the same track of mind as Aurora is on, which makes me on the same track, which is Aurora's done getting...
Hello, we're back. Alright, let's see what's going on here. It was Defender support and then Achilles jungle. I mean, I don't know why the top 2 they Achilles. And then... because Osiris is already picked, then there's no risk of Achilles getting picked. But... if that's the guard they prioritize, then obviously that's fine, and they can still just flex it.
Taking this game by the horns with this type of pick. I think that it really can be the type of difference maker.
Is Gilga good into Fenrir? It's generally okay. Oh my god. They're both 1 health.
But finally that Osiris gets shut
I hate meditation.
Like this score, he didn't die at all last game.
Damn.
To the tower? Because he was trying to auto-attack him with the last bit of damage. Is that the joke? That he's been dominating with this Osiris and he dies like that?
Layers takes a
Oh my god, he's so close to dying.
And they don't chase him down for the kill.
They got a good start going solo lane. Nike can probably snowball quite a lot now. As Susano, if you get a good Susano game going, you get through the early game, you get to mid game without being behind, the guard can do so much. If you get late game and have full build, the guard is crazy. And his early game is not bad, right? So
I honestly want to watch that one more time, the first blood, because Osiris, I mean, you have to watch this. First off, the amount of damage he did is nuts. And it was almost deja vu to last time. But
hitting level 2 and then just going full aggressiveness, that's really smart. Like, that's what you gotta do, right?
He's got to know what's coming through. One more auto.
Right there.
Yeah, got
did he met too late on solo? Or did he met too early? That's the question.
We talked last game. We know
he met the same time. That sucks. I think it's like Solo went for it, right? It was so close. If he wins the lane and gets the poke off, he's gonna win the lane completely after.
I don't want to say inted away. They didn't int away anything, but they did go down.
The tower and the minion together killed him.
So I don't know if they're
I think he should just make sure he didn't take that tower shot, right? If he didn't take this tower shot, he would have been fine.
With the kills, especially coming from the mid lane.
I mean, look at what it's changed. Benji's able to back by.
They're invading here. I almost think that Benji should just jump in there. Because then Achilles comes with Blink. I literally think Benji jumps in and then tries to 2 them towards the Achilles, and Achilles Blink stuns. And I generally think they got a kill there. Achilles just Blink stun, and then you can just save one of your dashes for whenever Susanna uses his one, and you can probably catch him. I really think jumping in there is the play. Especially since they just use 1 or 2 abilities each on the blue buff.
Unbelievably in that set as well, but then afterwards said that Deathwalker's still the GOAT, so you know that's kind of how Benji works.
Yeah, Scarabs are doing well with sitting up for kills and ganks. They're playing really well with waiting for them to walk up the lane and like putting pressure. I really like they've been doing that. Solo Troll has been rotating insanely well as well.
It's a lot easier to say, hey, this is the team that's going to be aggressive. Inbound has been on point with this Circuit in the last couple of days, and Aurora, as of right now, hasn't shown too much of what this Fenrir is capable of.
I really feel like the Fenrir is here to absolutely demolish the Morgan Le Fay and the Medusa. You know, it's there to stop the back line from doing what they want to do, and it's no meditation from Aurora. He had no intention of getting low in this lane. Do
you want to use your current TikTok account? I'll probably use the current one, Maxim. That probably would make the most sense.
That it's more Medusa that he's going to be going for necessarily than Baronic. You know, we've seen Aurora do this in the past. We've seen Mike do it in the past with these Fenrir supports that are designed to 1v1 backline. Sometimes you'll see them go like Thorn Sunder as a combo. The Shell's a little bit interesting in that spot, but it still gives him an HP pool to go in.
Oh, Screams over here on the
oh, Cyclone Spin is dead.
They just get rid of Cyclone Spin like it's nothing in Aurora.
I don't even think they traded. Damn. Let's do a double kill. I mean, that's the thing, like, I think they should have kept flexing the AMC. Especially after Medusa aspect. And I really think you just put AMC in mid lane. Because Medusa's matchup is good. They have Susanna who will be annoying as well. I wonder why he went for that. Maybe he thought that they would fight after? Like, do to dive him or something?
But isn't necessarily worse for wear. Still on par for the most part, a little behind where Benji is, but ultimately they're going to be fine with it. That's that blue buff that really shakes up the solo lane. The duo lane's more than happy. If Stewart gets a double kill, that's a great way to kick things off. And now you've managed to really alleviate the pressure of that first blood.
And you've got Beads down on Cyclone Spin, Shell down for Aurora. Aurora has no Ragnarok, which is Fenrir's really biggest threat on the map at any point, so you don't have to worry about that. Scream gets off to a good start on a late game scaling assassin. You know, I was a little
it's not looking
go with this more aggressive composition, but then pair it with an Achilles in the jungle.
It's not looking good.
Jungle is good in the mid game and can be okay.
How do you win this trade so hard? I think if you just hit your stuff on Osiris and you have a Blackthorn, you just generally win a lot of trades. I don't think you win like not all trades, but I generally think you win a lot of them.
Especially because they were hovering the Gilgamesh for a while there for Scream, and then swap over to the Susano.
Right.
And so really opening up that conversation of what Scream had
going on. I think Tank is warrior. He does get fucking tanked, that's for sure.
Trust me on this one, I can make it work. And so far, yeah, I believe him. I mean, he is technically down in terms of level. That's some of that farm getting stripped away.
Even getting the solo kill right now
so far in terms of the kills,
really not mattered. Like solo and Nike is literally the same level or same.
Safe, but inbound goes in and he's trying to lock down the jungler. There's the slow from Stewart and the chase on Aurora gets caught out. Layers might get out, but you're gonna lose your support. One more hit and it's a kill for
the Crusher?
Scream is so nuts! I can't believe he almost killed him. There's no justice in the world that Layers live.
If that Crusher got the kill, that would have been sick.
Did the Zach Galifianakis gif of math.
That would have been sick.
Exactly where Layers was.
Oh, inbound overgreeding a little bit.
Goes deep, gets the buff. No, doesn't even strip away the buff. loses his life, so support for support.
I mean,
That is honestly par for the course. He had a lot of great
I don't mind, you know, when you're playing aggressive, you're holding down the W key, you're trying to invade, you're trying to be annoying to the enemy team. Like, sometimes as a support, you just take those deaths and like,
That's not enough, I don't think.
as long as he doesn't feel bad about it and he's like, I died, it's a bad death, fuck it, I'm gonna respawn and I'm gonna be annoying to him again.
I want to look at
Then
from Scream's perspective.
it's generally okay.
Like you said, like the angle that he's able to hit. The chase down is
Does he blink
really
here?
good from inbound and Stewart and the damage. But the ult that he fires out has to be nuts.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't blink for...
There, if he would have just let it charge, I don't know if layers, because it charges up in damage as well. I don't know if it would have done enough, if he would have still been in range.
Just out of range.
Yeah, I don't know. That was 39.
I feel like you blink 3 and you kill the Achilles.
You did see him back.
Or maybe you scared the Finrear. But I think you could have used your blink there, but now you still have blink up and you can make another play, so you're feeling pretty good.
Good angle, good taunt, inbound jumps in. He gets peeled off by a
They're not gonna have enough damage, man.
for now. That's what that Finrear is going to be.
And now both supports are going breastplate.
Ragnarok, we haven't seen a lot of those. You had mentioned
Both mid laners are going breastplate. I don't know if I said support or mid laners, but Paul is going breastplate. They're not gonna have enough damage.
You don't want to let these backliners get to this point where they have enough
Like, I generally
to really threaten you on that.
don't think you should build a sledge on Saket.
Breastplate of Valor, which makes sense. It's a 4 physical composition.
I think what I would like, I think the best build, I think, if you're into 4 physicals and you can be around them, you can just rush soft, right? But the best build you can do is probably just Thieves into Pridwen and then get Lono's Mask. If you get through the early game, like, I mean, Sledge will help you maybe sit up for a kill here and there. Why is that? I'm honestly not sure why they're going to kill his jungle in this scenario, but
Inbound gives him the little taunt on the way out. Remember, layers kicked from this team.
both solo laners rotating. Paul is not gonna have enough damage to kill Osiris. Solo is going fucking ham. I don't mind it, man. I don't mind when they go crazy and go ham like that. They had fucking Shell, they used Nike Meditation. With such alternating. Yeah, I mean, Sledge can work, don't get me wrong.
That exact play where he's doing everything really well.
But I just think the scale a bit better. I think for early game, then Sledge is obviously way better. And maybe that's just what they want to make sure they get through the early game. And then you're gonna be annoying anyways. It's not bad. But I mean, you can, especially if it's Paul and he's going breastplate, right? You could have been fine with rushing a sub and you would generally have been a bit better. Another gank. They're struggling now. They are struggling.
Apparently it still works the exact same way it's always worked since he's released.
Yeah, I've been surprised at how much AMC duo we've seen. I really feel like he's much better in that mid lane, and that's why we're seeing it.
Stuart's been so good, for sure. I mean, Stuart always had good mechanics.
In the mid lane, the Scarabs are still playing as aggressive.
And a lot of the games that he like played, even when they were losing, like it's not like too much was up to him. Like too many other games, like I even think yesterday, I think Eddie Carries was the least. Holy moly! Inbound is dead though. Oh, he body blocked the 3. Yeah. He tried to get the kill to TMI, that's nice, he held the ultimate, but I'm surprised that they turned that around. And Solo Troll is mid again. I do think whoever can be the most annoying, whether that's gonna be the Finrear, Nike, or if it's gonna be the Osiris Saket. They're the ones who's gonna win the game. If a Raw can be a bully to their backline and he gets good kills on the Morgan Le Fay, they're gonna win. If Saket and Osiris can just run it down and run it at Paul and AMC, then I think that's what's gonna choose the game.
So far this weekend, they all have on the Solar Scarabs. But this is Stu's game now at this point. 0-2-1 for Solar Troll. Scream's still in a good spot, but you're a little bit behind in mid.
But yeah, I mean, you can also just say like literally fucking Medusa could just carry the game. But now that Goldfield is down, I don't think we're gonna see Stuart do anything for 4 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes.
trades result in a Gold Fury going the way of the Titans.
I doubt he's gonna be able to make an impactful rotation to either mid tower or portal. And I think if Cyclone doesn't want to die and then want to 1, he can just stay alive, right? Maybe Susano and Saket set to dive up on AMC, but they have a good ward coverage.
What an adjustment Benji's made too. I mean, Solar Patrol is continuing to try and outpace him on these rotations. And Benji, who this is his first competitive Smite game, as it is for all the Tartarus Titans in the last 2 months, takes 1 game to then be like, ah, okay, so that's how we're playing solo lane, and I will be there every fight. And he has been there, and he has.
Benji has been. He definitely has been following up on what Solo has been doing. Actually, it's the AMC who makes the important rotation here through the dual lane. Cyclone's been probably knows if he sits in dual lane, Saket and Medusa are just gonna dive him. That's probably why he's not going there right now. I don't know why they're staying in solo lane here. I don't think they can get a tier 2 tower. I don't think they can kill Osiris. Polven Shell. Damn, that's risky.
And that's because Stuart, you had highlighted and being important, he's split pushing right now. He had inbound helping him a little bit as well, and he's starting to put a little bit of pressure on a tier 2.
Yeah, I mean, Cyclone just can't go back to.
I'm not sure, man. I don't think they can kill Osiris right now. He meditated. Ooh, that's what I'm saying. They're setting up the dive now.
And they're waiting for
Oh, he beats late.
They want this AMC, and they are chasing him into the tower. Inbound, Scream, try to get the damage done, but they don't have.
I really like that playing so aggressive though. Like I really like it. Oh, he didn't get the bite off. No way. He actually kills Scream if that bite goes off, because then the bite duration extends. Both solo laners are just going fucking crazy with rotations. There's so much fighting going on, and it's just over and over again.
Have a 5-man brawl on the left side at 14 minutes into the game, and the Titans have really adjusted well. Solar Patrol does end up securing that red buff. And Scarabs now falling a little bit behind. They try and execute a dive on a Cyclone. His relic usage was pretty solid. Ends up using that Aegis to immune some damage.
That is crazy.
From the Typhoon, and
well, Titans is in the lead. They're not out of it.
On the offensive foot,
seems like this is going to be a good set.
That means the Scarabs have to recollect themselves first, and the Titans, well, they just chase the Scarabs onto their side of the map, and an undefended tower is here. We can take that, thank you very much.
That's the tower advantage going their way. It's 5-4 though, only a couple of tier 1s that have fallen for the Scarabs, only 1 tier 1 that has been taken down on the side of the Titans. So nothing too outlandish just yet. With the Primal Fury coming up in just a couple of minutes, that's
the amount of viewers I had streaming the last couple of weeks has actually been insane. I really appreciate all the support. Obviously today I started stream late and there's already other people to watch, so so but the viewership is going down a bit, but doesn't matter, right?
He's like 4-0 at this point, at this minute mark in the last game. He's 2-1. It really does still feel like a lot of pressure on Stuart, just because he's got this large lead over Cyclone Spin.
And I'm interested in how the Scarabs are also going to play the map from this position, because they've been ahead in a lot of these mid games. This is the first time where they really aren't.
Uh-oh, inbound, picked up, pulled back, Scream. It's going to get a little bit of damage. It's all on
Leas is dead. Aurora would have that too. Damn. What happened there? I was just opening up a different browser.
Forget what I just said about not being ahead, because now they've got all the priority in the.
They're gonna get mid tower here. Do a good rotation going.
Too tanky to just pick up and assume Paul can kill.
Paul cannot kill anything right now. Also, I think it's fine to not go Divine Ruin this game for Paul. How's spawning 2 levels down? I think it's just been rotations and what kills they can make happen. I'm surprised they're not going harder for the tower here. I guess the kid is too low to make the tankiness happen, but even Sovereign can't kill him. I mean, generally that's what I think he should have rushed. I think with the sledge, it probably would have been a little bit better to rush sub. And then if you want Phoebes after the sub, you can do that. If you want Pritwin, it's fine. And then whatever item you buy, you just buy Lonos next, and you literally cannot die. It looks like he's skipping the Phoebes now and then going into... He's going into Pritwin now. He even Frenzy, I mean... Frenzy is a good active on Saket. It might be a little bit risky later in the game not having the beats. But if he gets in a position where he feels like he can die, he's generally pretty tanky right now, he'll probably be okay. Like if he gets Pridwin and then buys a Spirit Rope, upgets his starter, whatever last item he decides to get, whether that's gonna be Thieves before the Loners, or, you know, sell the Thieves item and get the Spirit Rope going, you're okay with not having beats. But it's a little bit risky when you get like super late game.
The Solar Scarabs maybe lack of experience in those departments.
Layers taunted out, beats forced, inbound jumps in.
They don't... I don't know how much I like the breastplate. I mean...
In fact, he's pulling Paul along with him. I don't know if that one's intentional though.
If they can get the stuff going, I mean... You can be okay with breastplate.
What the Scarabs experience has been lately. It's can we go
I just wonder, like...
They isolate Layers in a roar, they're good on them, they've got the kills. Anybody else has not gone their way.
Why is Scream going for Arrow Knight here instead of finishing Zeroed and getting percentage ban online? I guess Achilles is squishy and so is MC, but killing Tiamat, it probably would be good to have percentage ban. But Arrow Knight, if we chase down MC, is really good. Maybe we got it from Gilga passive. It's not like Arrow Knight is like the worst. But I think... it's okay, like you chase down Achilles, you chase down AMC with it. But generally not like the straight up meta build. Spectral armor is done on Nike. I assume Fenrir is going for a catch shield right now. If that's what he's doing, I don't really know if it's worth it with the amount of healing they have right now. I know catch shield is really good on Fenrir if you have like a helmet or something. In the past skills, how does it sound ultimate too? I mean, sure, again, Iron Dart is not a bad item. But Zeroed would be the more consistent item, you could say.
Down from the 3,000, but still something to be worried about if you're the Scarabs.
Yeah, I think that the Titans are still in a very good position in this game. I mean, they've got such great, veteran presence on their side, and I think that that amount of...
It's just very weird, like both mid laners are kinda, not forced, but both mid laners are like building breastplate. You are against 4 physicals, you're against red comp, like Fenrir as a kid. It's gonna be diving you. Why are you building catch shield here? Like, AMC is healing a bit with Hives, Assy. Tiamat is not healing really. A little bit of healing from Achilles. It is 2. Nike has the meditation, but other than that, no healing. Is that really enough?
They've been playing impeccable games so far, Layers.
Damn, I would hate to play Achilles this game. Like Achilles jungle, I would hate it.
Down, and that's gonna be
damn.
On top of the support. Now the Titans are a man down. Fire Giant.
I wonder why he's going Benevolence too. Because the upgraded Compassion gives so much magical protection. You don't get any extra physical protection, which is kind of what you need. They get an insane engage. Medusa ultimate hit as well. Holy moly. Oh, no kills, that's Fire Giant. Reset, go fire. But they actually returned a lot of damage. But the engage on them is just too good. He didn't get to stop and... Ooh, solo troll might be fucked here. Oh, that's so unlucky for him. I mean, you can argue it's a lazy back. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean... Oh, I think they literally could reset and go fire down there if you don't die. That's a sick fight. I mean, one meditation cloak is not enough to warrant a catch shield. I think a Raw should literally, after the pit win, literally just go Lono's Mask. You don't need more damage, you literally sit up. Get as tanky as possible, make sure the cat can't combo you and you die in that combo and you're happy. Inbound has been playing like a sneaky Sicket, huh? They know he's behind because they had a ward on him.
I thought for sure Inbound was going to get turned on at any point. He followed them from the mid-tier 1.
I think they could have turned that better. I think a Raw could have been the straight up engaged there and they could have killed him. I actually thought they could have killed him a bit easier. You guys think you're right about the meta when you watch these games?
Here, they're gonna get aggressive. Aurora picks up Solo Patrol and brings him back to everyone else, but there's not a lot of damage follow-up. In fact, he's happy about it. He's going on to Cyclones. Damage is there onto Inbound.
Let's look at the fight first. Double kill for Layers there. The poison spread 2 times though. It's a slight win for Titans, but they're not gonna get anything from it. They might be able to reset go free.
That time, Aurora picking up that front line ends up working really well because they have this execute from Layers.
Yeah, they just can. Actually, the Scarabs just go through here and they get it before they can even get there. That's crazy.
That makes it a lot easier. And Solo Patrol just doesn't find a great target.
Being right about the meta, I mean,
Cyclone able to space it enough. Look,
I think at least when I look from the jungle perspective, I pick Bastard 2 games and the Gilgamesh, and I think those are like kind of contested picks. I think those picks are good. We saw Peneton play Gilgamesh. Picked up the Bastard when I didn't pick it.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when for his death in these team fights.
I think if we,
how many teams
I think we should just have played better around what we had.
Not that many, but that's kind of been the strategy so far for the
And I think Uller I think we picked that, what, 1 or 2 games? I was generally pretty happy with what we had, and I think we just misplayed a little bit around it. And then maybe our comp didn't synergize the best together. Like I think we went Chuck, Iset, and Bastard together. And I think that is like a little bit like Chuck is like trying to hard dive. Iset generally want to stay a bit back, and Bastard needs a bit of pressure on the backline, or you need a hard winning team fight. And we kinda had the in between. So I mean, we messed a little bit about team comps, I think. But if it comes down to straight up meta, I mean, I don't think we were that far off. We got a void item, last item for players. I don't think I would go Glad Shield. Even if we get protected the jungle. I mean, he wanna go another defense item now. So I don't know if he goes Mantle and then go defense stance and he's playing like a tank now. But Glad Shield just as an item, that seems like a little bit of a weird pickup. Especially if you're not like, kinda like full tank.
Unleashing the power of the ultimate there for Baronic or Typhoon or Petrify. It's a spooky situation. If Aurora can't create enough distance between the back line of the Scarabs and the players that he's bringing the tank to, he might be just baiting the entire team.
It has been an easy target on Inbound for a lot of that.
But they're doing a really good job when it comes to putting pressure on the AMC.
But he had sold it, and so he was definitely feeling a little bit more of the brunt of the damage.
They're putting a lot of pressure on the MC. So now they bite the... Yeah. Like, I'm generally disappointed that he doesn't have beats. Like, I think Frenzy is good, but into Fenrir, I'm generally disappointed that there's no beats pick up. Because this is what's gonna keep happening in the game now. You have Fenrir ultimate into a Stinger. It's a bit unfortunate. I think if you weren't behind and you can get a stump going, I think Frenzy is like an okay pickup. But to be safe, I mean, I think you kinda need beats. Magus will help a little bit, but it won't be enough. Oh, they're not beats on Osiris either. That's the problem, like, that's why Fenrir... Like, we lost to Fenrir when we had Saket yesterday. I think Fenrir counters Saket because... I don't think Saket really wants to have beats Blink as support. But you kinda just have to. Better than nothing? Yeah, but you lose a lot of value. Mandel Discord would probably be better. Magus, I mean... They have like okay stuff to force it. We had Thieves that live? Yeah, but then his early game would have been worse.
Especially on Phoenix Sieges. She's good with over-the-wall damage with Sigil Mastery, but otherwise she doesn't clear the waves very well. Stewart can't really be in range to acid spray, and so without your two flyers clearing waves for you, it could certainly be difficult. And the fact that Solar Patrol is still level 19, he desperately needs to hit level 20, and then try and just get to starter item upgrade. I don't know how much gold.
Again, like I think they played well though. Like I'm looking at them.
So he can upgrade that starter. That's gonna be big for him. I wonder
it's not bad.
Gonna pick up here if he's gonna upgrade his
You can hate Lasse build. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's because he needed a spike item and he wanted a Glad Shield, or if he's done some kind of math where they have been protected a jungle like Glad Shield. Those two defense items is enough damage to warrant building another item. Is it just because you want a better health but also a better damage? At that point, like, shouldn't Void Shield just be better? Then your AMC will do more damage, your Fenrir will do more damage, same with your Nike. I'm not sure about the meta for Season 9. Sometimes you just build an item because that's the thing you have gold for. Damn, Lasse is so tanky. He's in tank stance, he's not dying to the physicals. He is protector. The Glad Shield is like, what, 40 defense or something? You're just not dying. They just double bruiser. And I think he's in defense stance now.
There's a little bit of aggression from inbound, trying to start up some fights. Not going the way they want. There is the play you had just called.
The Scream doesn't do enough damage. Like, that's why I can hate playing Susano sometimes. Like, I think the guard is really, really good. But then you get in these scenarios where you just... Now you just can't kill anything. But any jungler, like, I guess the jungler wouldn't be the one that's changed too much. Roy's just going in there to build time, buy time. It's fine, it doesn't bite on anybody. Hopefully they don't get Paul killed here. Nice beat from Paul. Execute. I think some unfortunate things happen this game. I think not having the beatings that can put them a bit behind in what they can do, unfortunately. Interesting game though, really interesting game.
It's a 4-on-5 and the Titans are doing it the way they need to. Nobody's in trouble. Scream is taking too much and that Titan goes down. We've got a tie set.
It appears the Bugs can bleed, actually, with the way that they're playing right now. They end up making it happen, and the Titans may end up making it happen, and they win that game too, and they really needed absolutely needed that win. And it's really critical in my mind that it was about this
what do you say?
Momentum, that the Scarabs still made a play to come back, and it still felt like they had that magic, but it still wasn't enough. And the Titans were able to weather that storm and be able to make it work.
And it's the small details, right? When you start to see a couple of kills going the way early on, the Scarabs are reading Aurora style very openly. And then that stopped after a certain point. Aurora kept going for inbound and it kept not working.
Needed it, man. They absolutely needed that win. Needed it, man. Bleed, actually.
And that Titan goes down. We've got a tie set.
It appears the Bugs can bleed, actually, with the way that they're playing right now. They end up making it happen, and the Titans may end up making it happen, and they win that game too, and they really needed it. End up making it happen. The Titans needed it, man. It happen, and they win that game too, and they really needed it, in my mind. And it's really end up making it happen, and the end up making it happen, and they.
You know, we have to look at that. We look at the Titans, they bounce back appropriately here.
Yep.
Where is it that the Scarabs were lacking? I mean, mostly frontline. We saw that in the deaths, but is that something they need to change up?
I don't think so. I think if Solar Patrol and Inbound go beads that game, they're chilling. You know, I think it was just a mistake by not going those purification beads. Solar Patrol dying to tower level 1 was obviously really rough. I think that the Scarabs are still they still play well enough to win that game. You just got to give credit to the Titans on executing their game plan really well and staying the course.
How to download that? I forgot.
Still make it work though.
Well, it's 1-1 now. We'll see who can take the lead right after this.
Oh, I have to fucking Switch clip downloader. You can do that from the channel?
End up making it happen, and the Titans may end up making it happen, and they win that game too, and they.
I'm gonna make the clip a bit shorter. Can I actually do that? Wait, how to do that? Oh. Fucking stink. What the fuck? That's fucking... How do I edit it? Let's see if I can edit it, so... How do I edit it? Oh. I wanna edit it. You gonna get kicked? I mean, there's always gonna be a bit of there's gonna be a bit of like shit talking and stuff. And to be fair, I don't even know if they know that we can hear it. Like, I don't know if they know that they're on audio.
I was great watching you play this season.
Yo, Graham, thank you for the 300 bits, man. I appreciate it. I don't know. Do I have a video editor or what? I had to make the... I have to make it shorter. Oh, how do I make it shorter though? End
up making it happen.
I need to turn on the audio here. How do I fucking trim this? Can you hear it now?
Game 2, and they really... Titans end up making it happen. And they win that game 2, and they really needed it, man. Titans end up making it happen.
I don't know why I find it so funny, but it's so funny.
Titans end up making it happen. And they win that game 2, and they really... Titans end up making it happen.
I'll say that. Oh, it's funny to me. I can't do it when it's open or what? Wait. Same.
Just like that, the Tartarus Titans tie us up at 1, heading into a tiebreak.
Titans may end up making it happen.
Number 3, and you get a little bit of the top back and forth after that game. Layers letting the Scarabs know what he thinks. Scarabs doing it after game number 1. And you at home, you can do some talking as well to other Smite fans in the Smite game Discord. Just head on over. I can do this. Discord.gg/Smite game. Meet and greets, people hanging out, watching the SWC right now as we speak. A whole lot more fun to be had. Make sure to head on over Discord.gg/Smite
You fucking stink, he said.
game or forward / right.
They're not in the same room and you can't hear.
Join other Smite fans and share some fun Smite times moving forward. This is a long, fun set. Share it with some friends. Game number 2 goes on over to the Tartarus Titans. And this is a set, Hazer and Taco, or a game rather, where you know, the Scarabs, they put all this emphasis, Taco, onto Cyclone Spin. It felt like the AMC just could not participate in the early game. Never felt like the Scarabs had that. I mean, the kill lead was theirs. Never felt like they had the momentum here in this game.
They kind of just lost sight of what was happening with Paul in that mid lane, because Paul largely went pretty much unchallenged.
Well, not like that. I don't know.
He was just farming his life away, and then when the team fights actually came through, well, Tiamat, she still does a ton of damage, a ton of setup and control, and it was largely
I think that
for game number 2.
And that's important.
you know, it's high pressure and
It didn't seem like in game 1. We literally have had one.
it's just like a reaction from him that I mean, I think shit talking is good. I, to be fair, did not even know that the audio gets played in.
As well. But I think that Tiamat and Paul specifically, big turning point here in this game, and that's important to get Paul rolling.
Yeah, for sure. You want to get, I mean, this guy has almost carried teams to Smite World Championships. He's an amazing player individually, and if you get him rolling, he's going to be hard to stop. Baronic has been having a great tournament so far, and now he kind of has to respond to what Paul's doing. Maybe they want to take him off this Tiamat to try and cool him off a bit.
Yeah, that's a great point. Baronic and how unstoppable.
Doing something crazy? Haha.
This was a big, I mean, Hurrywin's put together a great year for the Jade Dragons, but going up against Paul and the year and the expectations that Paul carries, especially around the SWC, massive test for Baronic, who goes undying, 0-0-9, but didn't see